It's a common sight, homecomings like this one, because of long periods of active duty and in many cases multiple deployments of this Delaware Air National Guard unit.
I'm glad you're home. Welcome on, buddy.
The effects of the active duty and deployments are starting to show. Families are increasingly emotional, employers are increasingly frustrated, and members of the Air Guard are increasingly having to juggle two lives. Lieutenant Colonel Tom Rocco, a C-130 navigator and first-grade teacher.
How about Angela? Okay.
He left his class in the middle of the year, activated for Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Children, and then try to figure out how much money they need.
So Colonel Rocco had to balance his devotion to his country and his love for his civilian job. And he wasn't the only one.
First Sergeant.
Master Sergeant Ron Heischman is now a full-time first sergeant. He used to work for a pharmaceutical manufacturer. His absence affected the company's production, but that wasn't the biggest concern.
Not knowing how long it's going to be and when he's going to come back. So it really is difficult for us to plan on how we're going to replace Ron in the meantime.
Sergeant Heischman says many employers feel the same way.
At first it was good until they realized it was long, and then the employer reaction went from support to a little criticism. That's most of the problem these days, is as much as they back what we're doing with the war against terrorism and whatnot, it's starting to cut into a lot of the, especially the small businesses. We take two of their people, and next thing you know, they're down 50% of their workforce. And they're starting to get a little frustrated with the long deployments.
We need to help the employer if he's going to stay in there in the long run. We need to look at different incentives to make it easier for the employer to support. We need to give them that predictability. But I would tell you that most of our members that are in the Air National Guard understand that commitment that they have to make and are willing to make it. And if we can just help on the fringes with some of those little things, they'll be in there. They'll stay there.
The families, the children, the employers all experience the same frustration. And they all stress one important point.
We really do appreciate what they're doing. And they may not always know that or hear it enough, but it is appreciated. And although we miss Tom and we regret that he's not a teacher here right now, we respect him for what he's doing, and we're proud of him.
That pride, that respect, has overcome all the frustration. So far, at least. Staff Sergeant Melissa Allen, Air Force News, Newcastle, Delaware.